Hey Muneer, you just called me, huh?
Yes, hey, can you hear me?
Hey, how are you, my friend?
Yes, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
So, are we better today?
I don't know really. I haven't slept too much.
Can you speak louder? Your voice is gone. I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now
Can
it's
you hear
good.
me good now?
No, yeah, now it's good.
Okay. I know I haven't slept too much just 2 days since I spoke to you.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I'm a little bit nervous because I had been thinking a lot because when you ask me simple questions like why do you pray, and I couldn't answer you.
Right.
And it felt bad. It felt like I was just following something that I didn't even know what it was.
So
I have been watching
your voice is gone again. I think your mic is moving, Muneer. Your mic is moving.
Okay, I will try to stay still. I'm
All
a
right.
little bit nervous. Can you hear me good now?
Yeah. So you were saying you were thinking about your prayer and why you are praying. Yeah.
Yeah, when you ask me this, it's an easy question, but I never thought about it, and it made me feel like, yeah, it didn't make me feel that good.
Okay.
I couldn't even answer.
In which way does it make you feel good? Why?
It felt like I was just following something that I didn't even, I couldn't even explain it. I couldn't even answer you. Yeah, I couldn't even answer you this.
You mean
easy questions.
you came to a conclusion that your prayer doesn't make sense?
You know, I was watching a video that you did after this, and you were speaking about Zawjan, a word in
Zawjain,
the video, Zawjan.
Right.
Yeah, and it meant, I think it meant two pairs or something like that. But the translation said 1 and 1, or
2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah, one of them says 2 and 2, and the rest of them they say two.
Yeah, and
two
the
pairs.
rest of the one said 1 and 1. So
yeah,
it made me think like maybe they are tricking us with the translation, because if Zawja means 2 pair, why don't they write 2 pair?
Yeah. Not only this, I don't know if you saw when this guy, his name is Nightmare, he tried to refute me. He said.
Yeah, I was listening. Yes.
Yeah,
I was listening.
we asked him about the mule. Do you remember we asked him about the mule? He said, Allah, he said, he created from everything 2. From everything, Allah, he created 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So we asked him, okay, Allah created from everything 2, and Allah, he said, he created the mule. Did he create 2 mules? He said, yeah, maybe properly in the beginning.
I heard it, but that went over my head because I don't even know what a mule, what it means, because English is not really my language. I didn't even know what mule means, So that went over my head. I know that you was laughing and having fun about that, but I didn't understand it, to be honest. But like the word Zawjan and how they changed it to mean something else, it felt like, it's not a good thing. Like you change it to make it match your agenda or something like that.
So what you want to share with us today, additional to this prayer thing?
No, I just feel like I'm in vacation right now. So it was my friend. He's a Christian. He told me to call you up.
Okay. Do you want us to have more of the conversation about the prayer, or we change the topic?
The thing that you did with the Arabic word, I would like to see more of that. Like if they change the translations, the meanings, because
everything in the translation is absolutely far away from the what is the Quran is saying. As an example, when the Quran speak about beat your wives. Let me show you. Beat your wife as an example.
Yes.
اضربوهن. All right. This is chapter 4, verse number 34. I will show you translation by one. This is the one اضربوهن. اضربوهن mean beat them. Mean beat them. Okay. If we go to see the translation, we go to Yosef Ali.
Okay.
All right. It says, as those women who on those parts you fear disloyalty and ill conduct, admonish them. And then he put the words first, so that exists in the Quran. Then next, refuse to share bed with them. It doesn't say that in the Quran. At least beat them lightly. It doesn't say that in the Quran. There's no first, there's no second, and there's no third. This is number one. Number two, it says in Arabic, I will go to the Arabic and I will translate for you. It says, okay, those who you fear their disobedience, give them warning, which means tell them they are doing wrong. وَهْجُرُوهُنَّ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ, jail them in their rooms, not sleep with them in the bed. Madaja, al-madaja is not only the bed, is the bedroom. So jail them in their rooms. Who is the one who will be ignored in their rooms? Is the women, not the man. So jail them in their rooms and then beat them. There's no first and there's no second and there's no lightly and etc. So
okay, you're saying there's no steps to
there's no steps. Even the translation is false. You know, the translation, if you remember the story, okay, where a woman, she came to Muhammad and her husband, he did beat her until her skin became greener than her clothes. So what lightly? Muhammad, he took the side of the man. The woman, her skin became greener. Look at the hadith. Rafa divorced his wife for upon Abdul Rahman, etc., etc. You know, she came and Aisha, she said, look at her, she's wearing a green veil, and look at her. Her skin, I have not seen any women suffering as much as the believing women. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. And this verse about beating women came because of this story. Then the Muslim in the translation, they say beat her lightly. The guy, he beat her until her skin is greener than clothes. That is lightly? Where is the word lightly coming from?
Yes. I hear you. You know, if you remember when we talked last, I told you like the hadiths. You know that I don't really know too much about that. You know, so I don't know if I should trust the hadiths. You know, it's so hard for
my friend. You cannot trust the Quran.
To understand why.
You cannot trust the Quran. You cannot trust the hadith, because the hadith is a Quran and the Quran is a hadith. Actually, the hadith is more important than the Quran. As an example, where in the Quran it says to pray 5 times? It doesn't show that. It's in the hadith.
Yeah, I remember.
So which one we will take? Take the hadith or the Quran? We take the hadith, because obviously the hadith is more important. At the same time, the Quran itself is a hadith. And you know, you as a supposedly a Muslim, born of a Muslim family, shouldn't you ask questions about like how come the Quran is the book of God and full of stupidity?
If I ask questions like that, no, I never asked.
No, like not ask yourself. Don't ask people. I'm saying you should ask yourself.
No. I had a while, like since I was like 18 till I was like 25, 26. I wasn't a Muslim, you know. I was out partying and stuff like that, you know. So I wasn't a Muslim then. I didn't follow Islam or anything like that. It was actually by myself that I came back to the Quran, and I was starting to read the Quran, and yeah, you know, I think I got a little bit scared, you know, when I read it.
You
know, because you get a little bit scared. You get a lot of joy too, but you get scared when you read it too, you know, because you don't want to end up in hellfire, you know.
Well, now you are not in the age of afraid from such a thing, you know. You can think carefully.
No. I'm trying to learn by myself, you know. I'm trying to learn now. I didn't. I really didn't like that when you showed that Zawjan, you know, because that means
this is nothing compared to the rest. I mean, this is just little thing. But
yes,
let me show you something from the Quran, which will show something stupid about the story. If you go, this is a chapter 66. All right. If we go to chapter 6, everybody can go. The chapter start, O Prophet, why you are forbidden to yourself what is lawful for you. You seek your wives happiness, because the wives, they found Muhammad having sex with one of the slaves, so he promised them he would not do it again. So he said, I promise I will never do it. So Muhammad later, he got horny again. He liked this woman, she's pretty. So he said, well, Allah, he sent me this verse, I cannot do it. It's my lawful. I'm going to sleep with her again. Then the story continue about Muhammad and his wives. Verse number 2, verse number 3, verse number 4. Allah is threatening the wives, if you don't if you don't obey the Prophet, Allah and the angels and Jibreel and the believers, all they will be against you. Just two women fighting with the man. Then after that, then Allah, he says to him, maybe your God will divorce the wives and replace them for you. Muhammad, he make a verse threatening his wives, if you don't behave, Allah will replace you with better wives. So Allah obviously is a toy for Muhammad. He make him in a private matter about his wives. The guy, he promised his wife he will not sleep with this woman. Allah is involved. He is threatening the women, he will divorce them. And right away after that, we will find that the story change. I mean, what is the connection between verse number 5, verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what is after? And if any Muslim here can tell me, please let me know. What is the connection in this story? There's no connection. Read the whole verses. This is a proof that the one who wrote the Quran is not even smart. What is the connection between a fight between the wives of the Prophet and then go to jihad?
Okay.
What jihad have to do? It says, أيها النبي جاهد الكفار والمنافقين. O Prophet, go and kill the kuffar and the hypocrites and be harsh on them, for they are going to end in hellfire and a bad ending. What does have to do with his wives? And then suddenly he jumped to speak again about the wife of Noah. Like what?
Yeah,
you are talking about going jihad. I advise everybody to go read. You know what this verse have to do with this verse and the verse before it and the verse before it and the verse before it. Obviously, it's a guy who is he have a mental issue. He cannot concentrate. In English, they call it the flight of thoughts. I think the flight of thoughts, where somebody is flight of thoughts.
Flight of thought.
Yeah, okay. Which like your thought is everywhere. You know, you cannot concentrate on a topic. You want to talk, but you talk about like somebody you speak about. Suddenly you speak about your beer, and then you speak about your wife, and then you speak about your work, and then you go back to your beer. You know, and this is exactly how the Quran is. If this is the book of God, like if you go to the Bible, you go in the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is talking about how God created the earth and the heaven, and then Adam and etc. You go in the Quran, you will find the stories all over.
Yeah, it's more like it flows. It's like from beginning to end. You mean?
There is no story. There is no story in the story. There is no connection between. You know, one of the major reasons of success of writing a book, that the line before have to be connected with the line after. Otherwise, people will be lost. And this is a book have no connection between the line before and the line after.
Yeah.
Or what is the logic? You know, when he speak about chapter 18, all of it. You know, like the flying carpet of Sulaiman, and he heard the ant. I mean, what we heard from this? You know.
Yeah.
What is the law? What a human being learn from Sulaiman? Sorry. he heard the ant, and he learned something from the ant. We don't know, like what is exactly the ant have to do with him. We don't know. Until he arrived to the value of the ants, and then the Namla, the one of the ants, she said to the other ants, hide, otherwise Suleiman will crush you. Okay, Muslims, what we learn from this? What is the purpose of Allah telling us this story? And ants don't talk, and they are deaf. This is the truth. You can go right now and search. Ants, they communicate either by vibration or by chemical. If we can say talk, this is how they talk. But here the Quran is so clear. It says that he heard her speech. Do you see it? So he smiled, amused at her speech. But how? What speech?
Can you repeat that? I didn't understand this.
Okay.
The last part.
We are in the chapter 27, chapter number 27, and we are reading verse 17, 18, 19. Suleiman, he marched until he arrived the valley of the ants. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, then one of the ants, she said to the other ants, hide, otherwise Suleiman, hide in your habitations, lest Suleiman and his host crush you under the foot without knowing it.
Excuse me, to the ants, you mean like ants?
Ants, the ant speaking to the ants. The one is talking now is an ant too.
Ants, okay.
The little ants, you know, the one with the, you know, the small tiny one.
Yeah.
The insect.
I hear what you're saying.
The insect. Yeah.
Yeah, insects. Yeah. That's why I asked, because ants.
Yeah. So the ant, she told the other ants, hide, otherwise Suleiman will crush you. And then Suleiman, he smiled, and because he was amused of her speech. Why he was amused with her speech? Any Muslim can tell me, like, what a big deal? I believe that all animals, all creatures, insect, birds, etc., they have a warning system, and they warn each other, and they run when there's a danger, the same as a human being. They do. So why he was amused with her speech? I mean, what the ant she said? She make a speech in the United Nations? She just said, yeah. Secondly, the ants don't talk. When you say
it's so crazy, because when I read it, you know, I never looked at it. You know, I didn't see it like.
My friend, like this, ants are deaf. Ants, you can go right now to Google and search. Ants are deaf, and because they are deaf, they don't talk. Very simple. Because when you are deaf, you know, even a human being.
Yeah, but ants don't talk either way. So.
No, even a human being, if he's deaf, right, he don't talk. He will go mute, not because he cannot use his tongue, but because he heard nothing to learn about talking, right? So a mute person, he is a mute usually because he's deaf, unless he became deaf later after he became old. But if he's born deaf, then he will be mute. So what in school they do? They teach them how to move their tongue to make pronounced words, but yet they cannot hear themselves. And they don't learn it simply because they cannot hear it. You know, a child, you're a child. When you have a son, you say to him, say Baba. You know, he hear it, he repeated Baba, okay, Baba, okay. But if he is a mute, God forbid, he will not learn from you. And the ant is deaf. It's a mute insect. They don't talk. They communicate by vibration and by chemical. As an example, if the ant found food or even a warning, they spread the chemical to warn their other animals or other insects, the ants, to tell them here is dangerous. Or they vibrate in each other as a vibration, like Morse system, you know, but they don't talk. Same time, the Quran says that Allah, he taught Suleiman the language of birds. So how Allah, he taught him the language of the birds, but yet Suleiman is speaking the language of the ants? You know what I mean? And then Suleiman, and then Suleiman, he have army of birds and genies and a human. How in the world somebody is a human being in 2017 He believed that there's a guy, he have an army of a chicken.
Army of what?
Chickens. Chicken.
Yeah.
Imagine an army and chicken of birds, and those and this army have ranks, which means there's a general chicken, there's major chicken, there's lieutenant chicken, there's captain chicken. I mean, and not only that, then he checked between his army. He found one of his birds, the hubu, is missing. Do you know what the hubu is?
No, I don't know.
Let me search for you in Google so you can see the image. All right. This is the bird we are talking about.
The hubu.
Do you see it? This is the minister. This bird is a minister for Sulaiman. He is a minister of irrigation and womanizing, which means he looked for women for him who have no hair in their feet, in their legs.
The bird.
The bird is a minister for Sulaiman.
And looked for.
Yeah. This is a bird who is a minister for Sulaiman, and this bird once was missing. So Sulaiman, he said, because this is his minister, that's why he noticed him is not there. So he said, where is the hubhub? If he did not give me a good excuse, I swear by Allah I will slaughter him. How somebody, he go to school, he go to university, he have related intelligence, he will believe in this garbage?
Yeah, you know, but
Do you
I
see
don't
it?
understand when I read the Quran, it's like I didn't see this, you know.
Well,
I don't
it's okay.
understand how it works, you know.
And look,
Because
the Sulaiman, he checked the bird, he did not find him. So he said, I swear by Allah, I will certainly punish him and slaughter him if you don't give me a reason for the absence. Then the bird, he came back, he said to him, I was looking for you and I found a woman, she is in a throne, on top of her throne, and her people worship the sun, blah blah blah. Bird? Sulaiman, what is that? And why those things don't happen to Muhammad? Why Muhammad don't have a flying carpet and the minister bird and an army of a chicken and genies? I mean, this is what I want the Muslims to think of. It's just a simple logic. Do this make sense to you?
Yeah, you opened up my eyes, you know, because I didn't see this when I was reading. Because sometimes when you don't understand the text, you just move on, you know, till you understand something and you pick up something. But it's like a lot of the text, I don't understand it. I have to be honest, I don't understand a lot of the text, you know. So yeah, I just
take your time, my friend.
Strange.
Take your time.
It feels a little bit strange when you see it like this. You know, it feels a little bit strange. You know?
Yeah, this is kind of, you know, you don't need to be genius to know that this is a fiction story, stupid story. It cannot be from God. But you know what is it about? You know, there's no way anyone. This is not. This story is not even good for someone is 10 years old. If you tell it to him, he will know you are lying to him.
Yeah.
You know, you tell him there is a king. He have a minister, he has a bird, and you show him the picture of the bird, he will laugh. And then you say to him, the king, he have an army of chickens and roosters and the turkey, like what? And then he have a flying car. But they will know that you are, you know. I once I spoke to a child. She is like 7 years old, I think. I told her about there was a broom in the corner of their house. I said, do this broom fly? You know, like I'm just talking to a kid, supposedly, like in the magic, you know, in the cartoon. She said to me, you think I'm stupid? Broom don't fly. Honest to God, she said to me, do you think I'm stupid? The broom don't fly. Even a kid, she is 6, 7 years old, she did not believe it. So how a Muslim in this age believe that there's a flying carpet can carry hundreds of thousands?
Yeah. This is my question to you, because I don't understand how I missed all this, you know. I just don't understand it. It's crazy when you look at it like this, and you're sitting here and explaining it for me. But I don't understand how I missed it, you know. Just don't understand. understand it.
It's
Maybe,
okay.
maybe it's
Everything have a
maybe
time.
it's because
It's all right, my
maybe
friend.
it's because of the fear or something. Because I do feel a lot of fear when I read it. You know, you want to be a good person and do good, and you know you don't want to make mistakes and stuff like that. You know. So
Yeah, it's okay, but I'm saying everything have a time. It's all right, you know.
yeah,
Everything happened for a reason, and maybe it's not time for you yet to wake up. But no, you know, never too late. You know.
yeah, it's never too late. You know, I wanted to thank you, like really thank you, because I have been thinking a lot these 2 days, and I've been looking some of your videos. Actually, I've been looking at it, and yeah, it's a lot that seems strange even in the Quran, because before I was most exposed to the hadiths, and it seemed too strange for me, and I didn't want to accept it, you know. But when you went into the Quran, and yeah, I cannot defend it, you know. I cannot defend it. It's just
Yeah, well, if you go to chapter as an example, chapter 21, verse number 81 or 82. Let me show you. 21, 80. Okay, let's see. All right. Here we will see Suleiman have a flying carpet, but in this flying carpet, it can carry all his kingdom, his horses, his cows, his donkeys, his chicken army. Look, really. And to Suleiman, we subjugated. Let me make it bigger. Okay. All right. We subjugated the wind strongly. Ragging means we subjugated the strong wind to Suleiman, running by his command toward the land, etc. And then he says, he had a mat. You know what mat? It's like a carpet. So he had a mat.
A carpet.
Yeah, he had a mat made of wood, on which he would place the equipment of his kingship, horses, camels, tents, and troops. Then he would command the winds to carry it, and he would go underneath it, which means the wind, and it would carry him aloft, shading him and protecting him from the heat until he reached whenever he want to go. So Suleiman, anytime we want to go anywhere, he ordered his army to ride the carpet, and then after they stand in the top of the carpet, him and his horses, as you see, camels, look, equipment.
Everybody was standing on the on the
horses, camels, tents, troops, chickens, everything, you know, all kind of animals. And then the whole kingdom fly. Now, how a Muslim believe in this? And not only this, it says later that Suleiman, he used to have 600,000 chairs in the top of the carpet. This is for the men. So imagine we have airplane now in the year 2017 can fly and carry 700,000 traveler, or 600, or even 500,000, 500,000. Imagine, you know.
Oh, brother, this is hard for me. You know, it's very hard for me. It's very, very, very emotional for me. This.
Well, if you want my advice, if you want my advice, just denounce Islam and say I'm out of it. I mean, what are you waiting for? If they are not convinced with this, if you are sure that this is something stupid to believe in, I mean, what are you waiting for?
Yeah. No, I think in my heart I have already denounced it. It's gonna be different, like in real life, but in my heart, yes.
Well, in your heart is the important, in real life.
Defend it, you know.
Yeah, you do not defend anything, you know. But as long as you said you denounce Islam, I'm so happy for you. And you know, you better think about something, you know, good for your future. Islam is not. It's not good for someone have any kind of intelligence and doesn't take you anywhere. It's like drugs. You know, everybody's in drugs. You know, believe in this God, he will give you virgins, naked women, etc. Well, you wanna get naked women? They are in the street. There's hookers, there's prostitutes. You wanna fly? Without flying, go and take some cocaine. You know, if Allah is God of the cocaine, all what Islam is promising is nothing but a cocaine. It's not real. It's fiction, and it's destroying the life of people. The life of who believe, and even the life who don't believe, because people who don't believe in Islam, they suffer because of Islam too.
You know, it was my friend that asked me to call you. He's a Christian, you know, and we've been discussing lately, you know, and I always had a problem with some verses in the Quran that says like, do not take Christians and Jews for friends, and you know, I have two friends that is Christian, and one is like hardcore, or what you can call it. He keeps the Sabbath and you know, stuff like that. He always invite me to when they have Sabbath, and they discuss the Bible and stuff like that. But I never went there, you know. But I always had a problem with those verses, you know. Like, do not take them for friends, you know, because I never understood why.
My friend, even your family,
friends, you know?
even your family, if they are not Muslims, even your father, your brother, you cannot take them as friends. If you go to chapter 9, verse number 23, right away you will see it says, take not your fathers and your brothers as friends or protectors unless they are Muslims. So even your family, you cannot take them as friends.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, chapter 9, verse number 29. I can show it to you right away. You know, 9.
Yeah.
9:23. 9:29 about fighting the Christians. Here we go. Oh, you believe? Do not take your fathers and brothers for your friends. Do you see it?
I see it now.
Yeah.
Oh, you believe, do not take your fathers and brothers for your friends if they have chosen disbelief over belief. Whoever of you takes them for friends, such are the evildoers.
Yeah. So if you take your father and your brother as a friend, and he is not a Muslim, you are an evil.
Yeah, I cannot agree with that, you know.
You know, the one,
I love my family. You know?
Yeah, the one you are talking about the Christians is chapter 5:51, but this is about your family. I mean, even your family can't. I mean, this is madness. But obviously, this man is a madman. He wants everybody to hate everybody. You see, we as a Christians, we've been taught to love even our enemies. You as a Muslim, you've been taught to hate even your father and your brother if they aren't Muslims. You see the difference? The Christians, Jesus said to them, love your enemy, even the one who chop your head, even the one who kill you, love your enemy. That's what Jesus said. This man Muhammad, he said to you, even your father and your brother from your blood, hate them. You are evil if you love them.
If they don't believe
he called you, imagine, he called you evildoers for loving someone. You see it? Who is that person?
Yeah, I see.
He is your father and your brother. And when he say father and brother, he means sisters, mother, everything, you know. But he's talking about men. He's speaking to men, so always he mentioned men. So you don't take your father, your mother, your sister. All of those are evil. If you love them, you are evil like them.
I cannot agree with that, you know, because I think I have my own morals too, you know, at the same time, you know.
You see, trust me, my friend, even if you are the worst criminal in the world, you have better moral than Muhammad and his Quran. You see, moral is a very flexible statement. Many people, they use it. So someone like Muhammad, he raped, he killed, and he steal, and even he encouraged his men to attack the Roman just to get the blonde girls. And then they speak and they say that he is the best of mankind. Now the moral of a criminal will not, a criminal, if you God forbid you go to jail and you sit with him in jail, he will not say to you should hate your parents. Even he's a criminal, even a drug dealer, he will not say that to you.
No, I don't think nobody should say that. I don't think nobody should.
You know, in the Bible, you know, Jesus speak about people will hate you, including your family, because of him. You know, and Jesus speak about like the Muslim might say to you, well, Jesus said, if you don't hate your family and love him more than anyone, you know, you don't deserve me. The Messiah always.
Can you repeat? I didn't hear what you said.
The Muslims sometimes they say to us, well, Jesus said, and he's ordering his followers to love him and to hate their family. That's not true. The Messiah, the Bible, all of it is about loving everybody. And the Messiah always speak about, if you love something more than me, you don't belong to me. What does that more than me mean? Because simply it's about your salvation, your family. They are something coming to you by birth. Me,
who is saying that? Is it
the Messiah? No, the Messiah. He ordered us to love him more than anything, but at the same time he ordered us to love everyone, not only our family but the enemy. But the Muslim will say to you, sometimes they take verses out of context. They will say to you, well, in the Bible you are required to love Jesus and hate anyone for his sake. That's not true. Jesus, he ordered us to love everyone. Even he says, love your enemy, bless those who curse you. This is how far he goes with love. And your family, when he talk about the family, what the Messiah always explained to us, that because you love me, people will hate you. Because you are with me, your family will go against you. And this is very normal. Like now, if you decide to become a Christian, what your family might do, because they won't understand why you left Islam, they will stop talking to you. Maybe they will hate you. Even some of them, they kill their children for leaving the religion, you know.
Yeah, that would be my I wouldn't say my direct family, but what do you say, not my mother and father, you know, because they are very easy on me, you know. I can do what I want, because I didn't follow the religion for a while, you know. I came back to it by myself. Nobody told me that I have to do it, you know. So
yeah, it's okay.
My family, my father and mother is easy like that. But yeah, when you say the extended family, that would be problem.
Always, if you want to follow someone, see if he can be a best example for you. Do you think it's good for you to do what Muhammad do as an example? I mean, there's something good. Like, imagine Muhammad, he went to his own son. I don't know if you know the story of Zayd and Zainab. You know it?
Is it from the Hadith?
No, it's from the Quran. Muhammad always, when he have something moving his, you know, the testicles of Muhammad, excuse my language, they are the one who made the Quran. So when Muhammad, he have a desire for a woman, he always made Quran to fulfill his desire. So you will see in the Quran, if you go here, his testicles, yes, because this guy, he created religion based on his testicles. He went to his own son. He did not find him home, you know.
To his son.
His son, yeah, his son. Chapter 33, verse number 37. He went to his son, and he did not find his son home, and he found the wife. And the wife, she was wearing sexy clothes, see-through, or something like that. So Muhammad, he flirted with her, and he said to her, praise be to Allah, the one who made my heart matchmaker to you, flip for you. Now, do you think, and Muhammad is the, you know, he is the father of Zayd by adoption, you know. Imagine if you have your father come to your house, and then your wife, when you come back home, she says to you, your father, he was here and he flirt with me. He says to me, my heart is beating for you. What you will do?
Okay.
You know?
That's not good.
This is a prophet of God.
That is what it says in the Quran.
Yeah, this is the Quran in front of you. Chapter 2, verse number chapter 33, verse number 37, and the details about what happened, exactly what he said, it's in the hadith, you know, and in the interpretation. So if we go let us show you. All right. If we go, there's a book, it's called Asbab al-Nuzul. We'll try to go there. I don't know if the story will be here in this book in English. Oh, it's not here at all.
Thank you, brother, for taking your time with me. Thank you.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
I appreciate it.
No problem, but we can go to the Arabic. Too bad you don't speak Arabic, because that will make it easier.
Yes, I don't speak Arabic.
The story here in front of us, and you can go to Al-Qurtubi, to Al-Tabari, Al-Qurtubi, or whatever you want, and you will find the story saying in their books that Muhammad, he went to his own son wife, he found her alone, and he said to her what he said, as I told you. And look what it says here, something very disgusting. And in some of the stories, that after the prophet, he flirted with the women and he told her that he want her. Each time Zayd, he tried to have sex with her, his penis would swell. Now anyone knows, guys, why his penis would swell? Why each time the husband of Zainab, his name is Zayd, the son of Muhammad by adoption. Imagine Muhammad, he came to the house and now he flirted with the wife and he told her that he want her, he want to sleep with her. So now Zayd, after that, he want to sleep with his wife. After Muhammad, he flirted with her. Each time he tried, based on the Muslim reference, each time he tried to do that, his penis swell. Why? Obviously Allah, he make his penis swell. The story in front of us, you know. This is the link. Any Muslim, he will say to me, this is not true. Here we go, this is the reference. So imagine God Almighty, he make the husband penis swell so he will not be able to sleep with the women because the prophet, he wanted her. Any Muslim have a comment? And this is the story here, you know. Look, let us see.
Oh, this is hard, man. This is hard. I have to be honest with you. This is hard.
Yeah, like
I didn't realize.
Obviously,
I didn't realize it.
He forced his son to divorce the women so he can have her because he liked her. And I believe strongly that Muhammad, he have a relationship with this woman for a long time, but now it's time for him to have her in his home. He don't want her to be in the bed of someone else. So this is why they announced their relationship, and Allah himself, he made a chapter for him in the Quran. He said, make a verse for him saying, why you are hiding your desire for the women, but this woman is married. Imagine God, he say to a man,
asking Muhammad, or
yeah, Allah supposedly is talking, saying to him, why you are hiding, you know, in your heart your desire for her. You see, but the woman is married. God is encouraging.
Muhammad say,
Allah,
but she's married. Oh,
no, it's not Muhammad saying, but I'm saying Allah, he said to him, why you are hiding your desire to her. Imagine God saying to a man, why you are hiding your desire to a married woman. I mean, this is sick. This is against all kind of religion. There's no religion in the world will say to you, even the cult ones, that if a man, it's okay for a man to love a woman, she's married.
Oh yeah.
This is what the verse is saying. Why you are hiding it? You fear that you are going what people will say? Is that what you fear? But the man is still married to the wife. But then after he flirted with the women she told the husband, he said, this guy is obviously sleeping with my wife. So he went to Muhammad. He is just a poor slave. He is no one. He was a slave, adopted, and then became a son. So he's no match. He cannot ask him why you are doing that. So he said, he went to his father. He said, my father, let me divorce this woman. She is insulting me, etc. And then the hypocrite Muhammad, he said to him, no man, keep your wife. Like look how hypocrite. In the morning he was flirting with the wife. At night he is saying to him, keep your wife.
Yeah. Oh, brother. I think I don't want to see more right now. But yeah, I had before I had a lot of questions, but when I see this, I don't even know why I should question anymore. There's nothing more to question. It is what it is. It's there. So.
Well, I don't know. For me as a Christian, I am here to help you, and I don't want to push you to accept to become a Christian or to accept the Messiah. But my invitation for everybody who wants salvation is to accept the Messiah. So if you feel like you want to know about the Christ, I will be happy to help you. And if you feel like you want to accept him, he is there. The Messiah, he said, knock at my door and I will open for you. Come to me, whoever who have pain, sadness, problems, just come to me. Let me help you. And I don't think there's a best helper he can help more than this. Even Islam, the cult of Islam, the Messiah right now, he is alive, he is in heaven, and he is coming back, and he is the only one who will destroy the devil. And that is telling you what the Messiah can do. Muhammad right now is in the grave, he is dead, and he stink. And by the way, Muhammad, he lied to his followers. He said to them that the grave does not swallow the dead prophets. But then Muhammad, when he died, he stink. And Ibn Abbas, he said, idfunu sahibakum ya'san kama ya'san al-bashar. Bury him. He smell, he stink like what people stink, which is normal. When a human being he die, after a day or two, if you don't put him in a fridge, he will smell bad. So the Muslim did not bury Muhammad for 3 days. He died on Monday, he was buried on Wednesday. 3 days without refrigerator in a city which is Mecca, which is very hot in the middle of the desert. So in 3 days he stink, he smell bad. But because Muhammad, he said that prophets of God, their body cannot be consumed, cannot be destroyed. The earth will not, read with me. Let me show you the hadith.
I'm sorry, brother. But I think I don't want to see more right now.
All right.
But I really want to thank you. And I still believe in God. I still believe in something good. So yeah, maybe we can. Maybe I can come and learn more on your shows.
Well, call me anytime you want. Anytime you wish. If you have a question about Christianity, I will be happy to help you too.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though this is not my topic, but yeah. But just to give you an idea before you go about Christianity. Christianity is very simple. When they asked Jesus how to pray, as long we mentioned about prayer, right? He did not tell them to pray like this, but to give them example how to pray. There's a prayer.
Yeah, there was that thing we talked about last time, huh?
Yeah, our Father art of heaven. Our Father art of heaven. Now, what this prayer is about, the beauty about it, that a Christian person, when he pray, the first thing he pray about, he present his love to others so he can receive the love of God. And to explain it to you simple, and this is how he used the difference between Christianity and Islam. When you pray in Christianity, you say to the Father, which means our God. We call him Father because we don't believe in slavery and we are slaves. God do not need slaves. So we say, our Father, blessed is your name. Let your will be done, which means we are giving our submission to the Lord. All right, obedience, as in the sky, as in the earth. Provide us with the bread of our day. When we are thankful for the bread you give us. And then we say, and this is very important, maybe even some Christians don't have attention to it. It says, and forgive to us our sin, the same we forgive to others. So you notice here in Christianity that you will be forgiven if you forgive. You know, forgive to us as we forgive to others. So the Messiah, he taught us from the beginning, if you want to join me, you have to be in the team of people who forgive, not the people who hate. Present forgiveness, then you deserve forgiveness. Like, why you want God to forgive you if you don't forgive? You know?
Yes.
So the teaching of the Messiah from the beginning is based on forgiveness, based on love, and based on let's say being a friend to everybody, not an enemy to anyone. Forgive, so you'll be forgiven. And this is what the difference between Christianity and Islam. So when the Messiah, he says to us about like how to pray, he did not ask us to pray exactly the same. We can pray anywhere we want, you know. However, we always should be focusing in forgiveness and love, so we can be forgiven and should provide love by others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I just don't think I can take more right now.
All right, no problem.
I have to go and think. Maybe I will just stop thinking. But I am very, very thankful to you and to the people in the chat for being so kind to me. And yes, I will come back. I will come back.
Well, tears is good. They will make you close to God, and don't be ashamed of them. They are not bad, and you know, for the decent people is the one who they have fear in their heart, not the bad ones. So don't worry about it. I mean, good for you. You know, at least you know, you have a heart who's sensitive, and you have a feeling. This is a good sign. You know.
I think it might be blessed. I think it might be blessed.
Absolutely. I believe the Lord, he wants something from you, and that thing is your salvation, not for his benefit but for yours. And may the Lord, we pray, all of us, that the Lord will guide you, will be with you, and will take you in a nice journey with him, and then you will notice the difference between what it is before and what it is after, when you became with the Christ. And just to let you know, my friend, to be a Christian doesn't mean, when I say to you I'm a Christian, doesn't mean I am a good person, doesn't mean I'm a perfect person, doesn't mean I am better than anyone. We as a Christians, we ask the Messiah to be with us, to guide us, and to be in a journey with us, to save us from the sin we live in our life. Christians don't claim that if you recite the name of Jesus 3 times a day, as Muhammad is say, you go to heaven. We don't believe if you kiss a stone, Allah will forgive all your sin. We don't believe if you go around a stone and you kiss a stone, you will be forgiven. This is not how forgiveness comes. As I said to you, the Messiah, all what he wants from you, you love him. He loves you before even you love him, and you love others, and you forgive others, and you will be forgiven, and your sin will be forgiven. However, you should walk the walk against sin, which means you don't say, if I became a Christian, that's mean my sin is gone, so I can do sin as much as I want. Because some Muslims, they lie about Christianity. They say that the Christians, because Jesus died for their sin, so they can sin as much they want. This is false. This is absolutely a big fat lie about Christianity. We Christian been ordered.
I think we should all do good, and like I saw
yes.
My friend, he's really like hardcore. Like,
well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you have a friend like that. So, you know, stay with good friends. Yes, this is the best thing.
I'm very glad to.
You know, in the Middle East, you know him from his friend. Like, your friend is a good sign about you. So if you walk with a drug dealer, I mean, obviously you are a drug dealer, right? So it sounds like you have a very good friend, and Maybe he can call us one day if you like. So we can thank him for sending someone like you to us. And same time, I believe that the Lord he used him, to speak to you and bring you here. He used me and he used him, and I believe the Lord, he will have a very great use for you between your family, your community, to love everybody, to love your family, and to be good to them, and to be good to Muslims too. Because we as a Christians, we don't want and we will not hate the Muslims. We don't believe in hate. We are against hate. We don't want violence.
I don't believe in hate.
Yeah,
I don't believe in hate.
Absolutely.
I really don't.
So it's very important for us as a Christians to maintain ourselves in balance and not to fall into temptation of hate and anger, because always Satan try to make us angry. Like sometimes Muslims, they do things aggressive, they kill, they torture people, etc. Make us aggressive, make us angry. But you have to hold yourself and remember that those Muslims themselves, they are lost and they are victims of the devil. So we pray for their salvation. We pray that Lord, he will save them and they will see the truth, and the truth always will set you free. And I advise you, I don't know if you have a Bible at home. Do you have a Bible, Muneer?
I actually have a Bible.
All right.
I have one. I think it's the Jehovah's Witnesses Bible.
No, this is not. This is not. No. This is not a Bible. This is not a Bible, my friend. This is
okay.
You can. Yeah, I want you to burn this one in the barbecue. Don't use it. Okay. This is not a Christian book. This is a cult. You can download any Bible from the internet, and if you want, actually, you can give me your address, and I will be sure to send you a Bible signed by me as a gift from me. All right. Now, what language you read with? Is it English? Is it your first language, or you have different language?
No. I live in Scandinavia.
Oh, okay. I see.
I will try to read in English too. I will try.
Yeah, maybe then you can get a Bible in your language, because that I think will be better. Because that will be easier for you to understand.
Yes, I hear you.
However,
I really want to thank you, brother.
You're welcome. I'm here to.
Take your time for me.
No, actually, you gave us a blessing, all of us today, and we are happy to have you. And it's the Bible says there's a happiness in the kingdom of God for a person who is saved. What only is a thing is missing now for me toward you is when you accept the Messiah and you say, I believe in him and I accept him as my Lord, as my Savior. But I'm not going to ask you to do it unless you are convinced and you feel you want to do it. We don't.
No, I will not do it if I'm not convinced.
Right.
So I will look at.
So I want you to read the Bible first before you accept the Messiah. Read about him, and you will see the huge difference of the wisdom the Messiah he teach.
Yes.
You see, there is something I want to tell you about when the Messiah he talked. You see, the Messiah spoke 2,000 years ago, and based on this date, 2,000 years ago, his stories should not fit with our day to day, because we have totally different understanding, different word, everything around us has changed, right? But it's still the Messiah words, which is mentioned 2,000 years ago, amazingly fit for every second and every time, today, tomorrow, after 1 million years, you will see how amazing his teaching is. And that what make me more believe and trust the Messiah. For when the Messiah he said the heaven and the earth will go and my word will not go. He's not talking only about a word like by letters. He's talking about his wisdom. He's talking about his love. He's talking about his teaching. He's talking about his present, for he is the word of God.